At 47, I didn't think I'd make it to 48. Didn't want to make it to 48. I lost my wife, lost my family, lost my community, lost a ton of money.
This women's weighted walking vest, there is nothing on planet Earth like it.
A few months later, I'm going, man, I gotta wear weight. I don't know why. I had no trainer. No trainer said, hey, you gotta wear weight. But I knew that I was my biggest and my strongest when I was a construction worker.
Where do you see this going? And what are you doing actively right now? Like, what are you doing to prepare this company for the vision that you have for it?
When you create something, like, you're the only one that's gonna sell it, right? And what I know is what I sell, people believe.
All right, hi guys.
Hi.
We're gonna do something really fun. We're unbelievably lucky today. I did not know this, but they drove from Sarasota to come here. So please give them another round of applause. Two of my new favorite friends, our new favorite friends, like two of my new favorite people in the whole world. And I don't say that about a lot of people. And I shared briefly about how Brent and I met, but I'll share it again because I really do think it was like a divine thing. I really do, and I believe in that. I believe in God. I believe in gifts from God and things like that. And I just feel like that's why I want you guys to continue to post content, because it creates really amazing opportunities. My friend Gabrielle Lyons sent me an Aion vest, his product, and I started wearing it all around and posting content wearing this vest all the time because I just genuinely loved it. And what do you know? The founder of the company saw me wearing this vest and I just really loved it. And because of that, because of the content, because of being seen, showcasing what I was doing, it created a partnership that is going to be like life-changing. I think it already has been for me.
Absolutely.
And so he's one of the most, him and his wife Christina, both two of the most amazing people, but also smartest entrepreneurs I've ever known. I've watched this man now from behind the scenes build this company into what he's built it in such a short amount of time. And when we thought of who could we bring in to just pour into our people, I'm like, oh my God, nobody better than like, I only want to learn from people who are out there actually doing it. And these two are actually doing it. They're not only just doing it like building a business, they're also creating impact because there's a big charitable portion of Aion that you can talk about too. But they're good people doing good things. And so we're going to do a little great people.
Legit great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And very fit people, that's right, that's right. So we're gonna do fireside chat, we're gonna create a lot of content out of this conversation too, and then we're gonna open it up for questions and they're gonna be here for dinner so you guys can just make friends and build a relationship. So Brent.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Every week I get this, just like that, 10 to 10 right there, right there. Right?
Well,
yeah.
I would love for you to personally introduce yourself to everyone because I can only say so much, but you know, share who you are, what you do, why you're here.
Yeah, so Brent Yates, CEO of Aion, also published a book three years ago, Gravity of Up, which absolutely tells my story the last 17 years about the people that I put around me. And without the mentorship like Jen, not just because she's sitting here, I mean, world-class people. If you want to go fast, you put the best people around you. And then what you put out is what you attract, right? If I told everybody that I was, going to take 10 years and do this business, no, I said 4 years. We're going to take this thing that as fast as anybody can ever take it. You're going to attract that energy, right? And that's what I'm all about, is leveling up the energy with this one. She gets on the phone. I'd rather go back to this one. Like when she brings a 10 of 10 every time, and Chris gets to see it every morning. I get to see it every morning with Christina. That's what I attracted 10 years ago, was that beautiful lady right there. Yeah. She's in my book. She's chapter 11. Yes? 11. Those are our numbers. Does anybody love numbers in here?
Yes.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I've got more stories around ones. And that's all I think about, is how am I going to be the very best I can be? And so every day it's like, I know there's going to be setbacks, right? We are all going to have those. But how do we get our minds right? How are we going to overcome those? And where are we going to be when we get to the other side of that? The other side of it's what I love to talk about, because where you got to go to get back there, it's an interesting place. So if we get back there, let's talk about comebacks just a little bit. But ultimately, Was born in Ohio, actually Indiana.
OH.
OH. What a big weekend. We needed that. We got it off our shoulder, didn't we? And Christina as well, born in Ohio. Really wild how we met, and I'll go there first, is 10 years ago, I wasn't looking for a female in Ohio, know that. And she showed up, and the stories I tell go on and on about the list I had made. I'd been single for 7 years when I met Christina, and I didn't want kids, any kids on the other side, didn't want a home. She had many businesses, many dogs, and it's always it's all the things that I didn't want to have, and I met her. And so within an instant, like we were like, okay, where are we on? How fast can we do this? She was like, I think we can get married in June. I was like, all right, let's do it. And it all happened. But that was like 8 months after we met, it felt like. But anyway, so I was in a business in Ohio, in a family business, build apartments, build condos across really the United States. Never anything to this level, but car washes. I started my own brand of salons in Alabama 13, 15 years ago. I don't even know, maybe 15 years ago. But always looking for, I don't know that I look for the trend and try to get ahead of it, but I think if your mind's open, like that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see things that others don't see. Pickleball. Like about 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I knew pickleball was gonna be stratospheric. And many people hadn't even heard of it, never played it. And Christina and I were like, let's go play. We played it and went, okay, how do we attract pickleball into our business? How do we get involved with pickleball? And people always go like, how do you get ahead of stuff? I don't know, but what I know is ladies like this, ladies like that are always thinking and challenging. How do we think further, faster? And what you'll hear me say is fast, farther, stronger tonight. Like I'm always thinking about, how can I position myself where no one's at? I love to be in the fast lane. Very few people really hang out there, but I'm there. Know that I'm behind you. I want to go by you. I want to go by you safely, but I want to go fast. Is fast always the best way to go? Not always. I've gotten burned going fast too. But ultimately, like I'm always thinking fast lane. I'm always thinking no yellow lights. I'm always thinking like, how do I get there before everybody else arrives? And I think if we're thinking like that, it will happen, right? And I'm sure we've seen that. This room's seen that. I know you are next level elevated thinkers. That's what I know about this room. That's about all I know. But I wasn't given nothing. I was like, who are these people? And well, Amy's there. I was like, okay, Amy's a world-class coach. What I know is world-class. I'm always thinking world-class. Who can I put around me that's world-class? And that's how I found this one. A world-class mentor that you all get to experience, like I've got to experience. And that's one of the coolest things. But when she says I was going fast, knowing that I didn't want to be an old man by the time this business went, I put world-class people around me as fractional people. And I didn't have time to build out, like go find the smartest marketer, go find the next CFO that's done apparel. Like I went and they found me for the most part. Like this one really found me, right? Gabrielle and you all know Gabrielle, I assume, put a vest on Jen, and I kept seeing Jen, and I kept hearing, feeling that sparkle. Like it's one thing to be grateful, it's one thing to actually feel gratefulness. This one feels like, what would the word you'd use to know what she feels like? Magnetic. Give me another word. Word. Like it's feel though. It's not just saying it, it's feeling it, and that's so rare in this world. So when you authentic. I was going to get to authentic, but but ultimately, many businesses, but never with impact in mind. Never in the position to really impact people the way that I have now. I can impact their health. I can impact their spirit. I can put people around me that are big thinkers. Gary Breck is one of them. Huge thinker. How are we gonna do more with less? That's the way I think. That's the way I want to be. Did I introduce myself enough?
Kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got there. So he's built many businesses, and
lots
then
of
now,
kids, 6 kids.
Yeah.
We have 6 kids together, 7 grandchildren together. Well, not together. One. So I got 6, and she now has 1, and there's 7 together. So, anything I missed?
Very good.
No,
that was very good. No, and we got lots of I got motivated just from that introduction. I don't know. We got everything we needed. Thank you. Keep done.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't we?
Well, I do want to hear a little bit of the story before we got to Aion, because your
Yeah.
story is very transformational and very, very powerful.
Yeah.
It wasn't always amazing. You didn't always look this way. You didn't always
Right.
feel this way. You didn't always have this energy. And it might seem like, oh yeah, of course he's like out there crushing it. Look at this energy. He's so fast. He's so strong. He's so charismatic. But this was not always the case.
Yeah, you really want to bring it down there, huh?
I would love to. I think that that's very helpful.
So I'll be 65 this month. At 47, I didn't think I'd make it to 48. Didn't want to make it to 48. I lost my wife, lost my family, lost my community. 2007, we had the financial crisis. Lost a ton of money. Lawsuit. Christina was in real estate, and she found one of my lawsuits after I met her. And I was like, wait a minute. So lawsuit, nothing I had to do with. I was in it, but never sued anybody, but been part of a couple. But ultimately, I lost, I was supposed to be the rainmaker, and I was until I was 47. Thought I was. It was more up here than probably really being in it and doing it. But that's who I was. I was put on that. My family put that on me at a young age, that I would take care of the family and myself. Defender, always been a defender, but to another level when you're raised in my household. I think Christina's very similar, like hard-nosed, nobody's gonna take anything from you. And I just lost it. And then people started taking things from me, and I just I basically checked out. We talked about it. Where did I talk about it that I checked out? I mentioned it today. Hadn't thought about it in a long time, but actually felt freedom, peace. I felt that for when I was thinking, like, where am I going? I want out of this body. I want out of this life. I actually felt peace. I went from here to, I felt it. It scared me to death, scared me back to life. So that actually happened in my life. And then I went to Phoenix. I was in Ohio, went to Phoenix, and just knew something was different about Phoenix. I'd been there 5 years earlier with the Buckeyes in 2002. In 07, when I started going through this, I went to Phoenix thinking there's something different out there. Knew no one. Didn't have a clue, but I knew something was different out there. It was the stars, it was the moon, it was the mountains, and people came into my life. People started coming into my life when I was on my knees. And I think it's kind of rare when you hear those stories, but all the people that I need, a life coach, a trainer, a church, like all came. I wasn't looking for any of that. Like I was looking for something, but I opened my mind up to, okay, I am defeated. What am I gonna do now? So I think when we open our minds up, and I know that in this room, we're all about that, what you attract, what you open up to, like it came for me. And so I'm the perfect Bible story, like the guy that God cared enough to come for me. Like I don't know if everybody, I think unless you hit rock bottom, you don't know that story. You probably don't have that story because you just kind of maybe glide through life. I don't know. But I absolutely was ready to check out of this life. And God sent a trainer. I don't sit here today in good shape or thinking the way that I was thinking when I tore my shoulder to build something that is transformational for your body. It would never happen. A life coach came. He's in my book, 15 years with this guy. I mean, a guy that's you guys, I think, are all in that, or some of you, like fed into me. But this trainer's got about 10 pages in my book, and now I'm selling vests and a lifestyle and an inspiration to businesses that are like, wait a minute, you got a trainer story? I'm like, yeah, like I don't know center body. I don't know this is the center of my universe. I don't know anything unless this trainer comes into my life. And now we have Aion, which is going to be worldwide in 2026. And yeah. I'm the what? Oh, well, she wants to get into the deeds. Like I was sick. I had lost 50 pounds in about 6 months. I had MRSA. Very fortunate that I got rid of MRSA. I had it in my ears. I have a spot still here on my forehead. One doctor in Alabama called me about a month later and goes, hey, have you gotten healed? And I'm like, no, everything I've taken did not work. He goes, I have the one drug. And I took it and got rid of it. But MRSA, what else? Crutches. I was on crutches. If you see my mugshot from 47 years old or a picture of me, unrecognizable. What I see today, what I know I saw then, unrecognizable. Yes.
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm so interested because you said God sent you people. How did you know? Like, how did you know them? These are my people. I'm so interested.
I don't know. It transpired over the first guy, the trainer met me first. I was on a crutch in Paradise Valley. Not a bad place to land, right? But looking up at Camelback Mountain from a level where his gym was, it was called the Monte Lucia Spa and Resort. This guy comes up and puts his arm around me and goes, "How you doing?" And it was so, normally my ego would have kicked off and went, like, who, you know, like I got this, like, who do you, and he was just so genuine. I ended up living with the guy for like a year. We built a gym. So I'd never trained, never had a trainer. Like I played college basketball and I did some golfing as well. But ultimately, I was when I graduated, no one worked out. Like it would ruin your shot or ruin your swing or whatever. So I never trained, never had a trainer. I'd worked my body, but 47 years old, a guy puts his arm around me and goes, "How you doing?" Over a few weeks, he said, "We'll climb that mountain." And the next thing I know, like everything was about that mountain.
Like,
Yeah.
Is that surrender then? Like, or were you like aware of, like you can look back and say, wow, God really put these people in my life at the right time. But you were also looking and listening too, maybe in a different way?
100%. I kind of tried to say, like, when you hit your knees and you kind of give up, like you're looking, like you're praying, but you're so weak that, and you know, I had resources, so I would have went and found it if I had known was it a trainer? Absolutely not.
Right.
Within 2 weeks, a life coach comes, and I took his card, and I was with this guy, the trainer, when I got this card, and I kind of took it not so well from this life coach. Like how did he sense that I'm in a bad place? Because I had picked it up a little bit. I'm with the trainer. I'm starting to work on myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that. So it took me about a month to give the life coach a call. I talked to him 2 or 3 times, discovered what he was about, and then started slowly working with him. And then next thing I knew, I was working with the homeless in California, and he was rewiring. Like we spent, let's go with hundreds, maybe thousands of hours working on this. Tapping into something that I had, like the energy that she brings that we all, I sense, have. Like I didn't have any of that. I didn't know if black and white went together, I wouldn't really know. But everything started evolving and shifting, started seeing energy in trees and the whole thing. I'm looking for it. Like what is that? Like, what is that? And so the life coach, and at the same time, a pastor in Ohio knew I was in Phoenix. A friend of mine knew I was in Phoenix. He called his pastor in Ohio and said, "Hey, Brent's in Phoenix. He's looking for a church." Never met the pastor until like years later. Years later. He sent me a Bible and said, "Hey, go to this church." I went to this church, and the largest church in Phoenix, Arizona now. It's got 18 campuses, but I traveled with the pastor. He took me in. I wanted to be building churches. When I got to him, I still had that. He was like, "No, you'll go to the sidewalk." And so I met the man that married us on the sidewalk of their church, that married us 9 years ago.
So Brent, let's skip around a little bit.
Yeah.
So rock bottom to finding himself again. And I think that's such an inspirational story because we've all been there when we just felt like, or maybe some of us are in some kind of way there now in a certain way, you know? And I think that it's empowering to see somebody that's so successful sitting up here saying how he got through it, and he did, and other people came into his life just in divine timing to help him to get to where he is. I really feel like it's all to get you to a point to where you're at now.
I believe that.
And where did Aion start to come in when you started playing with this resistance, when you were like the scuba gear stuff?
I think just go back for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go back
Can I get
to
some water?
Michigan, what happens? I think
I'm sorry?
It's a very important part of the
When he
story.
goes back to Michigan?
When you go back, you leave after like this year of surrender, and then you go back.
To Ohio?
There's a little thing that had
Ohio.
happened.
Michigan.
It winds up.
Ohio.
Oh,
Ohio, sorry.
yeah.
With the family business becoming
Oh, yeah. So, this is a cool story. It's in the book.
It's stuck out for Chris. He really wants to hear this.
There's 50 stories that aren't in the book. This one's in the book.
Yeah, this is great.
So I'm now 2 years into this rehabilitation. Trainer, life coach, church, elders, all feeding me. And I still hadn't figured out what that all meant. And there's some really cool golf stories as well. But ultimately, go back there again, Chris. Where were you?
Well, you went back and like fracking? Like,
Oh, yeah. So I'm at the end of this, I'm not quite sure I'm ready to go back into civilization, like go back lead the company, because I had left a lot of the things behind in this transition period, this enlightenment period. And a pastor came to speak from Prairie, Texas, at the church. Now I'm at the church, and I've now traveled with the pastor, and I'm my second winter in to this transformation. And this pastor came to speak, and his book was Contagious Generosity. And he's speaking, and next thing I know, he says, the fundamentals of my book are make more, save more, and give more. And I'm sitting there thinking, I've spent two winters out here really not making a difference. And I knew in that moment that I could make a difference in the kingdom if I got up and got back at it. And so 2 years in, I put a for sale sign on my house, gave all my stuff away, gave my car to the church. Everything was for free, out of my house, sold my house. I had a full mortgage on my house in 2009 when this occurs. And I go back, and within a year and a half, fracking hits. And so worked this business, construction business, for 35 years. And like my body's beat up today mainly because of jackhammers and throwing gravel. And my traps were like up to here from just hard labor. And fracking hits. And we didn't frack, but ultimately we laid the pipelines that carried the gas. And within 5-6 years, like it just transformed everything. So now I'm in a place where I'm like, at the end of the book, you'll see what I kind of did with that. But ultimately, I had been living, I felt like I was headed to a place at that point where I could make a bigger impact. Everything that was on my mind, just like when I started tonight, was bigger, bigger, bigger. How am I going to impact the kingdom bigger? And so we continue to do that, as Jen had mentioned. But so many amazing stories of people that were relentless for me, that wouldn't let me go, that when I'd go to church, this is 2 years into knowing this pastor, he'd have his palms up or palms down at me every time. Always challenged me, always digging me, always challenging. And it was just like, man, like I've changed my life, like give me a break. No one ever let up. They cared that much. And I think until you find a community, and maybe you have this here, like without that, like if it's not one person, it's not two people, it's three people. It's three communities of people that transform my life. Yeah.
So powerful. Yeah, and that's how you built Aion. I see it, because you bring in all of these experts in their area and all of these people that become ride or die with this business. It's not just you, and I think that's how you've grown it so fast. Yeah. But now, okay, I really, it's hard to invent something new. Right, like it's mind blowing to me that people can invent something that is something that's never been done before, and you did. You invented something that's patent, that's no one else can do, that no one else has done. And how did this come to you, and how did you have the courage to say, yeah, let's create a weighted vest? I've never done this before, but I think I'm gonna do it.
Had never worn weight before. At the point where I invented it, I had trained like a madman, like I do everything else, for 13 years. My body at 6 years old, which was 5 years ago, and you could ask Christina, she could verify it, had never looked like that. Everything I ate, everything I put into my body, everything was in alignment, right? Mind, body, and soul was all happening. And so at 60, I'm doing long drive golf ball contests professionally. Just gotten my tour card, and I'd sold my company 3 years earlier. So I know there's something bigger out there for me. I know that I'm going to impact people, but I don't know what it is. So I'm 3 years into this sale, 3 years into this sale of the company, but I'm still working there, but not really working at this point. And I'm doing these contests, and I tear my supraspinatus. One swing, everything was gone. I knew if I could stay healthy, I could be the longest driver of the golf ball over 62 years old. That was my goal. That was what was in my head. It was in my distances, and I tear my shoulder. Over a few short months, my body at now 60, 5 years ago, it all changed really, really fast. Can't work out. I'm going through PT. The whole thing's happening. And, what was I going to do? I hadn't lost this, and I hadn't lost that drive, but I now lost my body that had worked 13 years to regain. And now it was my temple. I'd done all the right things. I wanted that body back. And so over a few short months, I thought back. We had the first one happened in Lake Tahoe. And Christina remembers the story quite well. We were on waterside in Lake Tahoe. The water was crashing again, so we were having some lunch. And I see this lady, and she walks across the restaurant, and Christina goes, "What'd you see?" I go, "I don't know what this lady's wearing, but can I bring her to the table?" And she's like, "Yeah, do what you need to do." So somehow we got her to come over, and I said, "What are you wearing?" And she goes, "Well, I have a bad back." And she goes, "I wear neoprene." It was one sheet of neoprene, and what I saw was her shoulders. What I saw was vascular. And so all this is clicking in my mind. A few months later, I'm going, man, I got to wear weight. I don't know why. I had no trainer. No trainer said, hey, you got to wear weight. But I knew that I was my biggest and my strongest when I was a construction worker. Somehow that was clicking with me. And then somehow I went, all right, I'm going to order every weight vest on the market. I did so. They were all unfunctional. They compromised movement. They were ugly. Mm-hmm. They were completely ugly. I would have never worn them out of my basement, right? And it hurt my body. And so I've had a shoulder surgery, and I'm like, all right, how am I going to fix this? Christina and I then started loading neoprene at hardware stores. It was about a 2-year process where the vest came together, and then the casual vest, which I have all that stuff in my car. It is in our car. I should have they seen it?
Well, if they've seen it on me,
they've seen yours.
They've seen
Cool.
all my content.
But right,
like one clicking on
right. Well, my wife, all of you, fashion's everything. Like for females, like I love female fashion. And if I couldn't make her look better, I couldn't make you look better, and you look better, like we're just not going to wear it, right? We're not wearing it out. Most of us are never going to be seen out in it. So we solved all the riddles, right? And so we compressed it to your body, which is so cool, and that's the vascular piece. We've compressed it, you've got a load, and now you've got a thermogenic effect because you're compressing neoprene to your body. And if you looked up, if you've ever worn a sleeve, a compression sleeve maybe, or you've seen somebody wear a sleeve on an airplane, it's blood flow. Like we got blood flow, which is oxygen to the tissues, which is recovery. We're recovering while we train. Novel idea, right? Novel idea. We're recovering while we train. 30 to 50% more caloric burn. All this is happening at once, and we've loaded the body. We got bone density. It's all happening in one product. When we got the patent, I was like, well, yeah, why wouldn't it get patented? So we got a utility and a fashion.
It's an incredible product. Incredible.
We now have patents in seven countries. Wow. We've been open 19 months. 19 months. April of 24. Is that about 19?
Yeah, and he doesn't stop. So here's the thing. There's several different vests. There's several different vests for men and for women. There's 3 different vests for women, but I've loved watching the latest one be built because since I've been with you, you created the women's weighted walking vest.
It was created earlier by the life coach, by the way, helped me create. He tapped in, right? We're tapping in, right? He knew the body, he understood there's oxygen pathways in this vest. Wow. There's movement pathways in this vest. So that vest was actually created a year and a half ago. We just hadn't got it to market yet. And so they've seen that vest, right?
You guys have seen it on me. That's the one. So whenever I wear this vest, people don't know it's weighted. It's just this like chic looking, real cool vest. Yeah. So chic and thin. It's not the compression one. It just looks like a regular vest. And then it's weighted though. But what I loved is watching you go to like, it's like, we all have ideas, right? I'm sure everybody sitting at this table has had an idea before that's sat on a shelf forever, thinking about, oh yeah, I should do this, it would be a great idea. But I watched you, like I think this is a skill that you have that's extraordinary, and that's why you're so successful. You think of something, you have the idea, you get it, you go and you press go. Yeah. You put it out into the world. And so this women's weighted walking vest, there is nothing on planet Earth like it. And you had such confidence in it. I remember when you said, this is gonna be the thing, you said that to me. Yeah. And then you went and it's out and it's available, it's no longer pre-order, like we can go buy it now.
Some of them came in, but they were all pre-ordered. So now they come in, they go catch the pre-orders. But in a couple weeks, I think we have them a few in stock. Like, you guys, it's going that fast.
It's stunning. If I would recommend, you should have all 3 of the vests, but the women's weighted walking vest, I'm just gonna say, like, I have all 3. You should have all 3.
Right.
But that you can I wear in the airport, I wear it everywhere I go, and everyone compliments me, I love your vest. I'm like, yeah, it's weighted. No. Yeah. So, I loved watching that.
Yeah.
And my last question before we eat, and I'll let everybody else ask some questions, is where do you see this going? And what are you doing actively right now? Like, I almost want to know selfishly in the back of your mind, what are you doing to prepare this company for the vision that you have for it?
Yeah. So we just partnered with TRX. TRX is a global brand. What's really cool, I have 4 TRXs at my house in Nashville. I'm probably the only guy with 4 on his property. And what I learned from my life coach, or the trainer and the life coach, it's all about center body. And so that TRX was always like, they were my main, like, I'm going after TRX. TRX found us. Lifetime Fitness found us. We're in all the Lifetime Fitnesses across the country. F45, I think there's 1,000 of those, and there's a couple in Canada. We're in all the F45s, just co-branded with TRX, which is really wild. They were at the last show we were at. The TRX CEO had our co-brand on, walking around the show. Thousands of people, and this guy, they have their own weighted vest, by the way, and they're adapting ours. So they wanted us to go global in 25, but we were like let's take it a little bit slower than that. But absolutely global, absolutely, there's not a place we can't go. And when you have that, it's not just a vision, it's a known. Like when you create something, like you're the only one that's gonna sell it, right? And what I know is what I sell, people believe. 100%. If I sold, oh, we might, or we can, or hey, let's try it, or let's try it in 10 years. It took somebody else 15 years. A brand for existence, or for example, would be Lululemon. Anybody know how old Lululemon is by chance?
How old? I don't know.
Like 45 years old.
Oh, wow.
Like the founder's in bad shape now, but he had it in his 30s. Been bankrupt twice. ASRV. I mean, is it AS?
Not expensive enough.
Aloe. 15 to 20 years, and they're still like struggling. Like, this isn't easy. I'm painting a fast path, struggles every day. Like bodies out of the way every day. All this is like very hard on your body. 100%. Like finding balance, finding time. Like, it's all about like how do we do that too, and yet go as fast as we can. If I was in my 40s, well, number one, I wouldn't have done this. Mainly because of the resources it took to go, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get Jen, I'm gonna get Gabrielle, I'm gonna get Gary Brecka, I've got a fractional CFO in Austin, I've got a fractional mentorship guy in LA. Like when I need fed, I just get fed. Never been in the apparel business, never been manufactured anything out of the country. We're working out of Vietnam, Cambodia, and China now. Never. And in 18 months, 19? Was that 19 months?
19.
I don't even know. That's where we're at. Did we start a little earlier than that? About 1 year earlier, I formed a team. And at the time, no one was wearing weighted vests, by the way. 0 people. You never saw one in the street 2.5 years ago. And I'd bring my team together and go, we're gonna ask people to do something they've never done before. And it's so few that we're doing it. Like thousands were doing it. Now there's millions. Chat says that the business, that industry grew 50% last year. I believe it'll grow 100% this year. It never, ever stops. I don't believe there'll be another tool. Weight's been around forever. We've just recreated the thought of dynamic and passive resistance.
Can I share a little
Yes.
confession?
Yes, yes.
I want to share a confession. So I bought a knockoff.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not my competition, so go ahead.
So let me give you a little backstory.
Yeah.
So I grew up on ankle weights. I played basketball and volleyball.
Yeah.
And my dad made me wear ankle weights.
Sure.
I had to go up the stairs a certain amount of times every day with
Yeah.
ankle weights on. Okay. So this is like old school, right? So I see her wearing the weighted vest. I was so intrigued because I'm like, this is so interesting. It's not an ankle weight. It's not a wrist
Right.
weight. It's a weighted vest, right? So I go to Amazon and I get a knockoff. And it was like $20. And the thing comes in, it's bulky. And I wear it with my husband. We go walking on our power walk 3 miles. And immediately I feel pain in my neck. It's radiating through my shoulders.
Sure.
And I take the damn thing off and I'm just like, I can't wear this.
Right.
You know, I didn't even make it a half a mile.
Sure.
And I'm an athlete, you know.
Yeah.
And so he has to carry it back, right? And I'm just like, this is a disaster. So anyway, I was like, let me get the real thing. And it is amazing.
Oh, and you went and bought it? Okay, happy ending to the
Cheers.
story.
Amazing. And I'm here to say, like, it is so thin and so chic is the word. hard, but I was shocked at the difference.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very well done.
Thank you for that.
We got that on camera.
Got that on tape?
I'm pretty sure we got that.
All right, good.
Yes.
So the reason it works so well is because we took 3 different women's bodies and we measured them. And then Brent, our life coach, and myself sat and we figured out how it could fit real women's bodies. So a lot of things that you'll find, it's like one size fits all, and we're not one size.
Right.
If you look around the room, we have very different shapes. So we spent a lot of time making sure that all 3 of the vests would work for women, real women.
Well,
So
and also
that's
to
where
add,
that
thank you for
falls.
sharing that, because I will also say I've been in a car accident and I had disc replacement surgery on my neck. And so this is a scar that you see in my wrinkle line. And so I legit do have a neck injury.
Sure.
And so the surgeon was like, you'll never be 100%, but like, you're not paralyzed from your car accident. So I would also say that a weighted vest probably for me might not be the best idea.
Right.
And so I also was conscious of that, but then I tried yours
Yeah.
and it still didn't bother me. So I just want to give that testimonial that even your weighted vest with a neck injury,
Yeah.
I could walk 3 miles with no problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good.
Really.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions for Brent? And one thing that we like to do for questions is just like real quick gratitude, like something you're grateful for and then question. Anyone?
Cool.
Or just a gratitude?
I must have told enough stories. Yeah.
I just think it's really interesting
Yeah.
because well, first of all, I'm grateful for this experience of her meeting 2 very cool
Oh,
people
thank
from
you.
Ohio.
Thank you.
Go back. Where are you from? Ohio.
Dublin.
Okay, I'm from Toledo. Where are you from?
Mansfield.
Mansfield.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Columbus people. Yeah. So, I am. I'm so curious because you were like, you have obviously have this very good relationship with God, but then you're sort of like, I want to go fast. I want to move bodies out of the way.
Yeah.
How do you have that drive? And I mean, do you ever? I guess I'm curious how someone can have a drive like that, and then you have a very good relationship with God.
Yeah. Cool.
those things
Great,
ever
great,
seem
great
like-
question. No, every day. So my disciplines, I've taped them for national TV, so I know them very well. And if we got to the comeback part, that'd be fun too. But ultimately, it's how I get disciplined every day that gives me that connection. And yeah, we go fast, but it's every day I'm getting quiet in front of God. Every day I'm getting balanced, connected to this earth. So when I say move fast, that's okay. We're making things happen. And so ultimately, at whatever speed you go, you can always run into problems. And so if I'm not getting grateful, if I'm not getting connected to the man above, then I got no chance in not absolutely running somebody over, for sure. But ultimately, I have that balance now where I massage enough, but still I'm in the fast lane, 100%.
He does. I watch him breathe before conversations. Like seriously, I'm like,
Yeah.
hang on, I need to breathe. I'm like, who does? I need to. Thank you. Show me. Okay, Reg.
So first, I'm grateful for both of you for making the trip here. Really appreciate your
Thank you.
time, and for Jen and Chris for setting this all up. My question is, and one thing I admire always is you have the faith. Because when I was in my lowest point, that helped me get out of that area, so I can relate. What fuels the drive for you to keep? Because you've achieved so much, and as we go up, as we get younger, as we go up in our age,
Right.
what still fuels that?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, like I did a video yesterday, and the video was like I want to finish this race really well, and it's biblical, like how we finish, how where are we going to be? It is a marathon, not a sprint. And what I said as soon as I said that was, and I just heard the gun go off. It's a God-given thing that I feel like I'm inspired to do more. Not everybody has it. I don't question it. I can't lead you to go, I just want to do more like he does more. We all do that in our own way, in our own
But
pace.
I do want to do more. Yes.
But it's the way I'm built. It's the way I was raised. I have a father that he's been gone for 20 years now, but just tapped in. How was he going to do it better? How would he do it faster? He was calmer than I, but ultimately that's what I come from. And I have a mother that's an elite athlete. And so her brain, like Christine, just tapped into how are we going to do it better? How are we going to get our minds to lead our bodies? And that's what I come from. So it's genetic, I don't know, but I just have this drive that I want to be bigger, faster, stronger. I don't know. And the book title is The Gravity of Up. If I didn't mention that, and that's everybody you put around you and that push you up. I'm pulling, they're pushing. And it reverses sometimes, right? I can't pull every day, but somebody's pushed me. That one's pushed me daily, asking questions with me by my side, not so much pushing, but go on, like we can do this together. Without her, like I don't do any of this. Without Jesus, I don't do it. Without her, I don't do it.
So I'm grateful to see two married couples. My husband and I farm together, and so I know how difficult it is to work together and still be talking at the end of the day. So, and we do very well, so I will say that. So I'm grateful to see two couples, married couples that are working together so well.
Really?
Well, yeah,
Including you.
yeah, including us as three. So I have a logistics question. So my family owns a company that makes personal protective apparel for high-risk industries, like molten metal, the chemical, electrical industry. So you grew so fast. Did you have any trouble getting with supply chain issues?
Yeah.
Getting material, getting, sending stuff out? You said you are in Vietnam, China.
Yes. Everything comes out of China.
Okay.
As long as China is healthy, then Cambodia and Vietnam can get anything. Can there be problems? Yes. But ultimately, like it's all come together. I can't control it. I can only be part of that flow. There's times where it goes, oh, we couldn't get a zipper. Number 10 zippers are sold out. Like it happens, but I had enough faith in the product to pre-order several $1 million worth before I opened. And then by the time it caught hold, I had enough to get us to the next year. And then it's about a 4 or 5 month process to get your POs filled. So it's really, really a cash, it takes a lot of cash to go, okay, you really can't estimate the market 5 months from now. Like it's very difficult. You gotta really just believe, look at the flow. There's no data that can tell me what I'm gonna do in April because I've only been open a full year, right? And now I'm into my 18th month. So it's very difficult. There's a lot of stress around, did I order enough? Like the vest that we just are getting in here, I ordered 4 months ago. Like no one had ever seen it until 1 month ago. No one had ever seen that vest live. A month ago you put it out first, I believe.
Yeah.
No one had ever seen it. And I had to have enough confidence in the product to go, like we need thousands of those. And we need to have them come, they're coming in the first quarter as well. It takes cash and it takes a lot of faith, right? But ultimately, when you see like what you do and no one else is doing it and or others, no one ever really believed. In the very beginning, Christina says my next book should be Dynamic Resistance. Like I had people on the team that are now gone that are like they came on the team because of me, but the product was really like, really? You think you can make this into a business? They didn't actually say that, but there's a lot of people that have come and gone. And now look at Lifetime Fitness is a public company, the biggest in the United States from a public perspective. And they came to us. When that starts happening, you start to develop some pretty quick confidence.
And it's been your own money.
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
Which is, me.
That makes you sweat at night too. Trust me. Like we're at that place where it's like, really? I never dreamed I'd be this deep.
Yeah.
But a year ago it became an investment. It was kind of like a parlay when I threw it in, and then it became an investment, and now it's you're leveraging yourself. I've never done better than when I can leverage myself. That I know.
Oof,
Each
that's a
one
good
of
line.
you,
Yeah.
like as soon as you put it out the door, like it's in someone else's hands, always lose. I've not won every battle for sure. Business, I've lost some, but ultimately the ones I've controlled have got me to this place.
Can we just take that in really quick? That was Brent. We're clipping that one. We're clipping
cool.
that. That was really good. Okay, great, Sarah.
I mainly have gratitude for everything, for you both being here for this night and for you saying God came for me.
Yeah.
Because God came for me too, and it's just been such a good ride ever since. And so I just so appreciate the way you articulated that. It really touched my soul. it sounds like you don't, but if you need any user-generated content, I will be ordering this fast.
Always.
I don't know if you need USGs because you have big name people or whatever, but please let us know, or else be fine.
Everybody's a partner. I need everybody. Like people are like, can I? Absolutely. We are 18 months old. We need every game. Everybody's game needs to be in our game. Everybody. And that's so cool. Like, I think we'll have 10,000 affiliates probably by first quarter, but I want to have 100,000. I want to have 100,000 people pushing this thing up. That's what it's going to take to get to where we all want to go. And it's just fun. It's competition. Have I won a lot of games? Yeah, but I want to win this big one. I just got chills. I want to win the next one. Big, small, whether we're playing gin tonight later, like, I want to beat her. We're wired exactly that way. But I can't ever think of a business conversation that we've had where we've had a problem or a bad word. Not one. She only encourages. I get the last word. It's all in here, but she's heard it all come out of me, and she asks me about it. Sometimes I don't want to talk to her about it, right? But ultimately, like, she's the ultimate encourager is right there. Like, and come beside me with ideas. Yeah.
So, your muscle sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. Grateful again for you two to be here for sure, and again this night as well. So I piggyback off of that, and that you brought God into the conversation. How refreshing.
Thank you.
I'm also a believer, Christian, and my question to you is discernment. I've really worked hard on discernment in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And discernment is an interesting word. When it comes to business, there's times when you feel like you have the right people around you. Because the people around you, your environment is so important, as we know. It can make or break like a whole situation, right? And I have failed with believing in people, trusting people. And I have trust issues. How are you discerning to get the right people around you?
Yeah, I mean, it's prayer, it's experience, it's a connective field that I'm not all right. I said there's 5 people that started with me. They're not here anymore. There's a season for everybody, 100%. And you just let them go and you move on. Like, not everybody's here for the same ride you're here for. I can only say as many people are now gone. And so I'm cool with that. Like, I'm really cool with that. Thank you for mentioning God. A month ago, I went back to a high school and spoke to, I don't know how many, hundreds of 8th graders to 12th graders. And what I got afterwards was that I mentioned God. And they said no one had ever come to their school and mentioned God. And so that I consider that my number one highlight of this year, going and speaking to teenagers. And that's what I really miss about, like, I'm in the grind, kind of like I got to be in the grind, but I really miss that mentorship opportunity. And that's what this one does. That's what this one lives for. And I want to get back there, just where I'm mentoring people, watching people grow, just the sparkle that you bring, and it's just so cool. You found the very best one, as I did. So thank you for bringing this.
Yes, everyone give it up for Brent and Christina.
Oh, of course.
Love you both.
Yeah.
That was like a fun